But when I look at the stone, I don't necessarily want to waste any of it. People might get the heebie-jeebies about it for whatever they've heard, but my sort of fear when it comes towards a stone is that it's being wasted, or it's not being used to its full potential. If people are going to use it,
it's not respected.
Yeah, not respected. Yeah, some people use it for doorstop.
Mm.
Some people use it for, all sorts of stuff. They could be made an ashtray out of something, or they could have done something, like we use power shells for the same thing, for ashtrays, and that was a shell for food that gave you sustenance, and next minute you're stubbing out your cigarette butts in it. It's not really saying thank you. It's interesting. Today I went for a paddle, and I've been for a paddle again, and now we're talking about that's how it sort of got me started as well. I got this earring on here, I had two of them, and went for a paddle one day, and it was my mum giving them to me, and she's like, don't you bloody lose them, because she knows what I'm like. And no, I won't. So I went out there and I didn't have any backers on. Got back, silly me, I should have just taken them off, and one was gone. So I was out there in the harbour. So I went to the market a couple of weeks later, and Tonya, my partner, she used to work down there doing coffee. She said, go and talk to this guy over here. He's a Pounamu carver, and see if he can match a stone, or just have a talk to him. So I went and talked to him, and long story short is he just said, oh, come and do your own one. Come and carve your own, why don't you do it yourself? And I was like, oh, never thought about that. So I did, when I carved it. So I did something, tried to replicate what I did, but I did this piece here. Oh, this is my first one here that I ever carved, and I made it as an earring. Because I do like big pieces. So I made that there as an earring, and probably about 10 minutes later I realised it was too heavy, and it was going to stretch my ears, and I have a sore neck. So turned it into a pendant, and I've been wearing it ever since. Because anyone could do it, we could all do the same. I could show you all how to do exactly what I do, but it will come out different because we're different people, and I put different pressure on here. Then someone might be pushing harder, and it might come up shinier. I might do exactly the same grit of sandpaper or these sanding blocks, but because we're different people, it's like music. You can play the same song on guitar, but I can't play it like Jimi Hendrix. Can't play like Stevie Ray Vaughan, but can play the song, but not that good. So yeah, a lot of people, when it comes to the spirituality of the whole thing as well, it's interesting what people have heard and what actually is like factual, or what people would hear like tikanga, compared to just like hearsay and wives' tales and things like that. I quite often get asked about that, like blessing the stone and this and that, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, I just feel a bit funny about that sort of stuff. I don't tend to do it myself because I don't feel any, I don't know. I guess that people, they want to do stuff like that because they've got a bit of fear towards it. Like if they don't do this, they're going to be in trouble, or something bad's going to happen, because there's a lot of stories about that stuff, but I don't necessarily feel like that, so I don't adhere to those rules or whatever.
I don't think you always need to bless stuff, like bless it how. I mean,
I've been
blessed it because we were influenced with the church, and wasn't it blessed by the river already? Yeah. Blessed by the water and blessed by the land that it sat in for thousands of years.
Yeah. What would you need? I can understand the blessing from like a goodwill, or not goodwill, like almost like a celebration of the stone. Sometimes I feel people feel like it's a bad thing they're going to throw around their neck, and they better get something to stop it from choking them, if that makes sense. It's like, because it's tapu to them, and tapu means bad to some people. But it's like, it's like we're trying to scare the demons out of the stone, and there's nothing in there. It's pounamu, unless someone else has touched it, like a weapon. If someone's killed hundreds of people with a mere, that's a bit different, I think. I feel. I don't think too much, but I feel.
That's interesting. So if it was a weapon, you reckon some of our own energy ends up being in it?
Oh, yeah, and the person on the other end.
Well, some of your energy will be taken out, won't it?
Yeah, but it will go. It's bound to at some time get some. When you wear a piece, right? It takes on a lot of your own energies and the own oils. It can also take on energy-wise of how you're feeling at the time. Pass it on to someone else, they could really feel that. I've had some people tell me that they've got a piece of pounamu given to them, they'll sleep at night time, it feels like they're choking them. Just the weight of the stone just feels like it's just on, and I'm looking at it and it's only a little stone, it's nothing too major, it might be something like that size, like it's crushing me. And I'm like, okay, so what's going on there?
We're not really destroying the planet, we're just destroying our ability as human beings to live on it. And that's a different thing, really.
Yeah.
If human beings stopped being here, if we just weren't here anymore, the Earth would heal itself again and either go back to the way it was or find a new reality for itself without us being here.
That could be like the COVID, could be trying to wipe us all out. You know, they could be getting on some sort of sci-fi sort of. Watched that movie last night, actually.
It could just be a nice warning for us, really.
Yeah, definitely. But how many warnings do we need?
That it's time to change.
I know I need heaps of warnings before I do anything about anything. But I think like we could change. It's just like you say, awareness. Like we could change cups and this and that, but it's our awareness of like we still throw that cup out, and people don't think about throwing it out. Like what's the action of like you've just created something more, and it's not a good creation. It's a you just consume something, you're just chucking it out. Some people don't even think about that stuff.